Okay, so I'm disappointed. And by I'm disappointed, I mean my penis is disappointed because Black Cat will not be the hero to be released in season 7. We'll have to wait all the way into season 7.5, which fucking sucks. It also feels disappointing because it seems like a lot of the teasers were focused around her and Kingpin, so having White Fox being the hero kinda feels like a curveball because she was barely shown or mentioned. And yes, I'm gonna miss a couple of things, but I didn't feel like waiting for other people to make analyses. I want to make one myself. So the first thing we see is that like Invisible Woman, she throws orbs that go through enemies and through allies to heal and to cause damage. And as she does so, her meter fills up, represented by 3 foxtails in near the middle of the screen. The foxtails are what actually powers her right click, so she uses her left click to gain power, and then using the right click, she's going to be able to use one of the foxtails. And as you can see, when she uses the right click, it burns through one of the foxtails, not just on the meter, but on her character. One of the tails disappears, but between each usage of a tail, she has a 6-second cooldown. Afterwards, we can see her using her shift to immediately teleport to a target. That's going to be good not just to heal an ally, but also probably to escape if you're being chased. There's also some kind of radius around her after teleporting, and I don't know if that does anything. And when she uses her right click, I don't know if it also has other things besides damage and healing. Okay, so this is where the tails are relevant again. When she has her tails, they're usually translucent, but when she uses her E, the tails become solid. She has flames on her hands and forearms and on the mask. In that secondary state, when hitting people, she gains health. She also has healing over time, and it seems again that Iron Fist gains overshield, but it's Iron Fist, so it's kinda hard to tell, and with the cuts, you're never sure. So now I can't help but wonder, when activating her E, is she going to have more healing over time and more healing per strikes when she has more tails? Are we going to have a choice between healing allies or reserving more power for that secondary form? So after further examination, it does seem that the right click heals and also gives overshield. When you take time to look at it, it's clear that it's her doing it. I just wish that they hadn't been using Iron Fist as an example, a character that gives himself overshield, so when the trailer flies by quickly, you're never too sure. Okay, now there's something that leaves me a little bit confused. When she uses her awakened form, she has the ability to do a dash, and I don't know if it's her left click or if it's an ability. It does seem like an ability because there's a voice line with it, but nowhere on the screen do I see another icon with a cooldown. And also when she activates her second form and she has the radius around her, you can see the abilities appearing another time on the corner of the screen, a bit like how Cloak and Dagger have cooldowns that keep going when they switch to one another. So does she have different cooldowns depending on her forms? But the thing is that the cooldowns look exactly the same on both instances. And then finally we get her ult. Her ult is amazing. It's not just this gigantic radius or fucking domain expansion where you're just invincible for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. She actually transforms into a giant fox. The transformation gives healing over time to nearby allies. It also makes you CC immune, so Doctor Strange can't do anything to Star-Lord. And she can move around and pounce on people, and if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see Thor gaining a little bit over her shield. He has a lot of health, so it looks insignificant and we're zoomed out, but it seems that it causes damage to enemies on top of giving overshield to your allies and giving you healing over time and making you CC immune. Now my only question left is, if you keep the tails, does it make your melee form stronger? Because now you need to have a balance between being able to resist dive or potentially dive people and being able to heal your allies properly. So depending on how she's going to be played, she's probably going to be like a Miss Invisible, where she's going to be a good primary healer. But if you have two other healers, if you're doing triple heal, then maybe she can be more sort of an accompanying dive. Maybe she can teleport to one of the divers and help them during the dive and then come back to the team. She does have a 12-second cooldown, and with her ability to heal herself, maybe she'll survive long enough to be able to go back to the rest of the team. And if that happens, then that will be another character that does healing over time better than Blade. Also, another thing that I've noticed, when she does the teleport, a number of tails suddenly go from 3 to 9, which probably means that she channels the energy of the White Fox to momentarily gain more power, and that ability must be, really demanding, hence why the more tails appear.